Welcome back to Streamline Investigations, people. I just wanted to go over a few points. And point one's the narrative. Point two was wanted off, which I put in a video, people. Point three, 6 days to produce a photo of him. Point four was timeline. Point five, attending the sheep, looking for lost sheep, and Josie in the property. The first basically sort of news narrative we got, not Shannon. So going back to the search efforts and basically the start of Gus going missing, and it says August, Gus Lamont, Gus is obviously short for August, is a 4-year-old boy who disappeared from his family remote sheep station, Oak Park Station, in the South Australian outback on September the 27th, 2025. Despite one of the most intensive search operations in South Australia history, no trace of him has been found as of January 2026. So we know the location. We know that he was last seen around 5 p.m. by his grandmother and reported missing at 8:30 p.m. after a family conducted initial thorough search. One of the points I want to make about, this 3.5 hour search. Obviously, if Jess and Shannon were searching the sheep, Josie would have had to call them to come back and say, look, he's missing. What the hell were they doing in those 3 hours? That just doesn't make sense to me. 3.5 hours is a long time, right? Half hour maybe for them two to get back. Then Josie explaining the situation that he wandered off. He was playing on a mound of dirt he was last playing on. And like I said, but if there's snakes out there, ants, spiders, dangerous getting bitten, that's not a safe place, even for a youngster to be playing on. And obviously, we heard of the search efforts, the dam draining in late October 2025, mine shaft searching in November 2025. Recent activity in early January 2026, detectives returned to the property, and I heard it was New Year's Day, to re-interview the family members, and stated that nothing is off the table in their ongoing investigations. Why, if you've got to re-interview the family, I don't get it. Why you have to do that? Surely the first time round, you would have thought you got your best detectives on the case. You also have your best police on the case. And why would you technically have to re-interview the family members and stated, obviously the police, that nothing's off the table? That just doesn't make any sense to me in their ongoing investigation. But then it sort of goes on to say, as of January 2026, there is no evidence of foul play or third party involvement. Police still believe that Gus likely wandered off and remains missing in the harsh outback terrain. What makes me, that line itself, he wandered off, how far do they actually think he went? I just don't get it. How far do they, 5 miles, 10 miles, 50 miles? He's got like basically a rucksack with him, clothes, food, water. It's just absolutely bizarre. It really is. There's no evidence of foul play or third-party involvement. Police still believe Gus likely wandered away from the property. Likely wandered away. And when it was said, I think by Josie, that is not one for wandering off, and that basically they can just leave him out there. It's just madness. It really, really is. Around 5 p.m. last seen. We've got a round figure of 5 p.m. and at 8:30 p.m. the family conducted initial 3-hour search. So technically, what they're basically saying, it just basically took half hour for maybe Jess and Shannon to actually get back before they conducted initial 3-hour search. But where did they search? How come basically we didn't have any information about where they searched or where they went? That just doesn't make that. It's really, really strange, isn't it? Surely, if I had a little one missing, I would come on TV and let you know where I've searched and where I've been. It's quite bizarre. It really, really is. It's odd. So we're going to move on. Like I said, the narrative, I think, was basically a precedent by Josie / Robert about like basically this is a missing person's case, and that he just lightly wandered off, but he's never been found. There's no trace that he was in a struggle. Don't forget, we had the tracker out there, the Aboriginal tracker, who said he wasn't out there. And these are why people question basically whether technically he was at Oak Park Station. The times the family have said. One photo of him provided 6 days later. That looked old, bit crumpled, and then obviously with AI you can straighten them out and put them out, and it was made sometimes to look like like it was more than one photo as well, which is bizarre. And obviously timeline is extremely, extremely important. Extremely important timeline to me. You've got a 4-year-old who's wandered off. It's say dusk, getting a little dark, and they search for him for 3.5 hours. It's possible. It's possible, but in the first half hour, 40 minutes, wouldn't you think, oh, we better get the police just in case someone would have taken him? Because obviously by the time the police have got there, that's another hour. So like 4 hours, 4.5 hours have passed, and yet they haven't got Gus, which is just unbelievable. Number 5, attending the sheep, looking for lost sheep. Attending the sheep was one of the first ones in the article. And then I'm wondering whether the sheep was lost was not far behind Shannon being in the property, looking after the kids, rather than Josie, which was in the first article. It's just absolutely bizarre. It really, really is. Anyway, people, they're the 6 narratives that I wanted to concentrate on. Someone said that the answers are in the start of this case, and I agree. There's so many red flags there. Let me know your thoughts, people, and don't forget to subscribe to Streamline Investigations. Thank you.